right, so this is MindfulZen, and we are trying to provide you as something that will help you experience a high quality and stress-free life. So this is our team. I'm Parisa. I'm a data scientist at Manulife. We have Abol, data scientist at Loblaws, and David, who is a data engineer at RBC. So in today's fast-paced life, catching up with our tasks and responsibilities is helpful and will definitely yield to burnouts, dissatisfaction, reduce the quality of our life, and so on and so forth. So the question here is, what is the source of the stress? Do we know the source of the stress? And how are we going to deal with that? I personally think I'm either hungry or I'm sleepy, and I just mitigate the level of my stress by eating or sleeping. But you may use different solutions, such as like meditations, workouts, like participating in social activities, and etc., in order to find that balance and reduce the level of stress, basically. So most of the time, we are kind of like not aware of the source of the stress, and we're trying to attempt for solutions that might not be the solution to actually the actual remedy of that stress. So, and sometimes the level of stress reaches to the point where individuals experience some sort of like mental illness, and that affects their work and definitely their life as well. So monitoring the daily activities and being mindful of the source of the stress and trying to mitigate the stress by tackling the area or the source of the stress is actually a great idea. We thought that it's going to be a great idea. And so we thought like imagining a life without stress is actually like a life that is ideal for everybody. So to give you an idea, we looked into the market and we tried to figure out whether that's a concern basically for individuals. And we looked into some stats. So according to the aggregated report by health advocates, the stress has a profound negative impact on work productivity, and that was 300 billion each year. So imagine, like we understood that this might be a very huge concern for employers, and there must be a solution. There must be looking for a solution to mitigate that loss. Also, we found that a survey conducted by Gallup indicated that employees, although they didn't do that, but 14% of them, they were saying that they might be hitting their coworkers due to stress. And imagine what a hectic work environment that would be. Nearly 3 out of 10 workers have gotten so stressed to the point that they raise their voice to their colleagues, according to another survey. So this made us a bit more confident about that maybe like employers are looking for solutions to kind of reduce the level of stress for their employees. And they're kind of like are committed to invest on that in order to make a better kind of workplace for their employees. And we looked into that a little bit further, and we noticed that normally organizations are providing health and mental benefits to support their employees. But according to another survey, we noticed that half of the workers feel that their employees aren't doing a good job on ensuring their work-life balance and their stress level, basically. And we looked into another study that was looking into the sources of stress in individuals from the workplace, and it was mentioned that 20% of the stress is because of the work-life balance. So if we are able to provide the organization with a solution or a product that can help them kind of like support their employees to reduce their work-life balance stress, we might be giving them something that they might be interested in. So what we thought the business strategy would be to kind of like reach out to large organizations with health plan and ask for 25K for 1,000 user account for 6 months. We thought 6 months would give us a good time in order to find, in order to learn the users, get feedback from them, and provide them with more personalized recommendations in order to mitigate their stress. And I'm going to tell you in a few seconds how we're going to be doing that. The cost of building now, we thought it's $50K, and that's mainly spent on the UI design and the infrastructure that is needed for data analysis. So we looked into like the kind of similar products that are out there in order to help mitigate their stress level. And we noticed that many of them are only looking into meditation exercises. And some of them are free and some of them are charging for a very small amount for monthly fees to kind of provide some guided breathing and meditation exercises. There was only one product that we noticed. It was called Happify, where they were providing some recommendations on activities, and it was in app purchase. So like some mind maze and so on and so forth, kind of like activities that would help users mitigate their level of stress. But again, that was not personalized, and it wasn't kind of based on the source of stress. So our product is basically trying to figure out, estimate your level of stress and figure out what is the source of the stress, and then provide you with recommendations on to kind of mitigate that source of stress. So the objective here is to help organizations with health benefit plans provide valuable health support to their employees, to keep them productive while maintaining a good level of work-life balance. So we are only looking into the niche market of work-life balance part of the stress, so that we can kind of focus on how we can provide our suggestions. So first, what we do is we're predicting the employee stress level based on simple questions, and we're detecting the source of the stress based on that specific questions that we're going to be asking them. We will then provide personalized recommendations to manage the employee's stress level. And these recommendations are normally very simple solutions to tackle the detected source of stress. For example, like if we notice from the answer to the question, we notice that you didn't take any vacations in 2 months. And you also somewhere else mentioned that you like or enjoy going on a spa. So the recommendations would be, how do you feel about setting up a spa day for yourself this week? So that's the type of kind of like recommendations that we are going to be providing based on the feedback that we are receiving from the user. So this will hopefully improve employees' work-life balance, which yields more healthy and productive employee at work and in personal life as well. So a success measure for the company, for the organization that is providing this type of services, will be the usability of this application by the employees. So like how many times they are using it. And if they are, if this product is actually helping them to increase their NPS score or the employee engagement survey score, which is generating the NPS eventually. So I will give it to Abol to talk about the data that we used in this project.
Data that we used was acquired from a survey with over 10K responses, reaching across different components of an individual's life to answer questions. Parisa, could you go to the next slide, please? So for initial baseline model, we used BMI, vacation days that they haven't taken previously, and the number of times they've expressed negative emotion. Since then, we've expanded the questionnaire to accommodate more questions, thereby giving a more comprehensive result. Over to you, David, with regards to engineering component.
Oh, sorry.
Cool. Yeah, I think we're on the right side now. So essentially, the flow is we get the data set from Google Drive or GitHub, and then we have developed our models using Python, and then we are packaging it with MLflow and storing the artifacts in S3, as well as Docker Hub, and then we're serving the models using OpenShift and also Flask, and then actually. We're also serving the UI using OpenShift and Flask as well. And then the UI is pasted in the chat section of this this room, so you can play around with it if you have time. And over to you.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk about quickly about what our learning was throughout this this type of like production. So in the alpha release, what we did was we just focused on predicting the stress level the best we can. So we used like some regression models, we used like decision tree models and so on and so forth to figure out what is the best algorithm that can predict the stress level more precisely. Now, the solution that we have at this moment is actually like asking a couple of questions in order to onboard the employees into the system. And at the very beginning, we're providing 3 recommended activities to reduce the user's specific source of stress that we predicted from the application. And then as soon as the user is selecting this one and we get the feedback from the user, we're going to use that information and maybe asking a couple more information in order to provide more personalized and sophisticated recommendations. In our future work, as I mentioned, we're going to be including some learning from users and use more sophisticated recommender system algorithms rather than some rule-based algorithm or content-based algorithms. And we're going to include more range of activities based on psychology articles, and eventually with more personalized question, we'd be able to provide more useful suggestions. So here is that link in case you were not able to get it from the chat. This is how you can start using the application. Thank you.